If you have a credit card, then you have a great tool to build your credit score and credit history. Using it the wrong way can be very costly. In this video, I'll talk about the 7 things you should never do with a credit card. Making any of these credit card mistakes could cost you money and precious credit score points. Hey guys, my name is Rami and welcome to Points Pointers. My goal for this channel is to help you earn and redeem as many points as possible to upgrade your travels for little to no money. So if you're interested in learning all the tips and tricks for travel hacking and award travel, and I mean who isn't, then please consider subscribing to this channel. Also, you can get my free 10-step beginner's guide for award travel in the description below. The first thing you want to avoid is making cash advance purchases on your credit card. This means using your credit card at an ATM machine to take out cash. This is terrible because you'll automatically be charged a fee anywhere between 3 to 5% of the amount of money you take out. And on top of that, the interest charged on such a purchase can be between 19 to 25%. All these charges are definitely not worth it. The second big mistake you need to avoid is missing a payment. When you miss a payment, not only will you get slammed with fees and interest charges, you'll also lose a bunch of points on your credit score. That's why I always recommend you pay your credit card bills in full each month. But if for whatever reason you're unable to do that at the moment, then please make sure you at the very least pay the minimum payment on time, if not early. Number 3 is maxing out your credit cards. This is very bad practice, especially if you have a short credit history or you have a short relationship with the bank that issued you that credit card. In order to maintain a healthy credit score, you want to always keep the amounts owed less than 30% of the amount of credit line you have. So if you have one card with a limit of $1,000, try your best to never put more than $300 of spend on that card each billing period. If you have higher credit limits on one or more credit cards, then I recommend keeping that utilization percentage below 10%. The less you owe, the better your credit score is. Number 4 is a pretty common mistake that people new to reward cards tend to make, and that is overspending to earn rewards. You keep telling yourself, oh, let me buy this, let me buy that, and making the excuse of, wow, I'll be earning a ton of valuable points on these purchases. But if you make a habit of this and then not being able to pay your bills in full and on time, then you start carrying a balance. That balance will be slammed with large interest charges that will definitely outweigh any sort of value you can get from your points. So never buy something with your credit card that you can't afford. Only buy stuff that you have the money for when the bill comes, you can pay it in full and on time. Number 5 is closing old cards. When you close a credit card account, you lose the credit limit you had on that card, and this will automatically raise your utilization percentage that I explained in point number 3. So if you have an old card that doesn't have an annual fee, I highly recommend you keep it open. Number 6 is forgetting about an old account. This is a mistake that my wife actually fell for, and it cost her about 70 points on her credit score. But thankfully, after a couple of phone calls over a few weeks, it got resolved. My wife had bought a pair of shoes from Macy's that she used the discount coupon on, and in order to use that coupon, she had to pay for the shoes with her Macy's credit card. Now, she also used a gift card on the purchase, and the total amount charged on her Macy's card was like $12 or something like that. So she doesn't have an online account for that card because we never really use it, and we never got a bill for it in the mail, so we totally forgot about it. Thankfully, I had signed her up for Credit Karma, and since she missed the payment for over 60 days, she got an email from Credit Karma saying, hey, your credit score dropped significantly, log in to see what happened. Long story long, she had to call Macy's to pay for the bill over the phone, and she told the phone rep that since she never received the bill and never missed a payment before, to make sure to report to the credit bureaus and reverse the payment delinquency. And sure enough, within a couple of weeks, we actually received a letter in the mail from Macy's confirming that they reached out to the credit bureaus to correct the situation, and her credit score shot back up to where it was. Number 7 is using your credit cards to pay for your mortgage, college tuition, or utilities. Most likely, you won't be allowed to pay for such expenses with a credit card but you can do that through a third party, or actually some utility companies allow you to use credit cards. But in both cases, you're most likely going to be charged a fee for such purchases on top of your regular payment. Now, the fee can be 3% or higher, which is not worth it and will offset any rewards you earn when you make the payment, and it will also end up costing you more money anyway. The only time I recommend paying for these kind of bills with a credit card is when you're trying to meet a minimum spend requirement on a new credit card you got, where you have to spend, something between $3,000 or $4,000 in the first 3 months. Then it becomes worth it in order to meet that spend. That's it for 7 things you should never do with a credit card. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions and what other mistakes you think people should avoid making with their credit cards. Thank you guys for watching, and if this is your first time here, I would love to have you subscribe, because every week I'm publishing videos that will help you earn a ton of credit card points and frequent flyer miles that will enable you to travel the world for little to no money.